All right, so as the title of the video says, today's project is to get this Celica steering wheel with airbag and also this multi-speed windshield wiper stock put onto the XA. So this other bit is going to take some work to get on. As you look on the back, if you have ever taken off your steering wheel on the XA, you'll notice that the igniter is different than this one. So I'm going to swap the one that's on the steering wheel now onto this, and then basically that should get it to work well. There is a video I'm going to link in the comments, or in the description rather, of a guy who took a Toyota BB steering wheel, which is the Japanese version of the XB, and he ordered that wheel, got it shipped from overseas, and did this whole deal and got it set up. But then I realized, looking at it, it looks to be the same exact one off of the Celica, the Corolla, the Matrix, just that whole three-spoke setup that a lot of those cars had. And so I was like, well, I don't really want to wait for something to come all the way from overseas when there's plenty of junkyards locally that have what I need. So that's where I picked up these guys. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited to get these guys on, and I'm going to be documenting a little bit of that. So I hope you enjoy. Well, I have some good news and some bad news. Good news is the steering wheel looks pretty solid. I gave it a good wiping down and got all the dust off, and looks pretty shiny. It has like a light, what do you call that? Reflectiveness to it. But some of you will have already noticed that the Toyota symbol has been kind of wiped away here. I'm not too stressed about it because there are sellers that have a little decals basically that stick in that spot. I could get a new Toyota one if I wanted to. They make some TRD ones, stuff like that. So I'm not really stressed about that part of things. But overall, we are looking pretty good. I think eventually I'll probably, kind of deal with the stitching. I don't really like the red, to be quite frank, and they didn't do a fantastic stitch job from what I can tell. However, it was nice to have a wheel that already had some fresh leather on it and looks pretty good. The other bit, of course, is going to be this, where they cut the leather ends off, and so you've got like the vinyl, whatever material the original wheel is made out of, kind of sticking out. And it does look a little but I'm thinking that, I don't know, get some material and just wrap it up right there and be good with it. Or I might just kind of gloss paint it down. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on this. And let me get the Scion wheel off and compare the airbags and kind of show you where I'm working there. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so I got the airbag out of the car, and I just want to kind of show you what I was looking at here. So obviously you can see there, this has two wires, or two connectors rather. This guy only has one, and that's why I'm going to swap over the igniter from here onto the Celica one. The other thing that I'm going to need to do is, as you look on this, get that angled right, you can see that's the wire I was talking about that is riveted in right there. And so what I'm going to do is disconnect that, get a spade end, and plug it into the Celica steering wheel, and that should do the appropriate grounding, kind of based on what I had seen before, and that should let this airbag and steering wheel combination work in the XA. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and I'll meet you in the next part. All right, so now we are looking at the Celica steering wheel with the Scion igniter. So this is what it looks like once you take the igniter off. Actually, I'm going to have to find a way to recycle this airbag, get it out of my house, and dispose of it correctly. But before I do that, obviously I'm going to have to take care of that little guy. So that's going to be the next part of this. I'm going to clip that, and then I've got a spade end that I think I misplaced. I'll have to find it in the garage. But I'll get that going, and I'll show you guys what it looks like once I'm done. All right, so a little bit of a fast forward here. As you can see earlier, when I took off the battery cables, I turned on the headlights just to make sure that every bit of charge was out of the system. But anyway, onto this, I got the new stock in. I did not do any recording on that part of it because it's kind of a pain in the butt to do with one hand, especially because I'd have to hold the light like I am right now. But you've got this screw, and you've got that guy down there, and that takes off the top part and the bottom part. So you can separate it and then stick this guy in there, and it's pretty straightforward. So again, if you need a tutorial on how to do it, again, I'm going to link that video to the dude with the XB because he goes a lot more in depth than I do. So yeah. All right, so we are very nearly approaching the moment of truth. I've got everything set up in here. I've got the wheel torque down to about 37 foot-pounds, which actually put it right back to that mark that I put to be dead center. These guys are all in there. They're coming through the top as I believe they should be. I've got this guy all set up so that negative wire I was talking about, the grounding wire, that's all good to go. That's going to plug right into, blocking the light, going to plug right into there. And that should be, aside from torquing everything down, that should be about it. And then I'll maybe do a video of me turning the thing on and making sure I don't get an airbag light, and making sure this this airbag, which is not a part of a recall. I had a friend message me about that saying, hey, like, how do you know this is not a recall bag? Because these Celicas didn't have a recall. I double checked after he said that with the VIN that the junkyard gave to me attached to the airbag, and everything looked good. So, and I guess I'm going to roll with it, and I should be solid. But yeah, let's get to the last bit of it so I can finish up and finally get driving in this car again. All right, so the wheel is in. Hardest part was the Torx bolts down yonder because the original Torx bolts fell out of the little holder, a little plastic clippy bit. Like it just kind of holds them in place and allows them to spin, but doesn't allow them to move, like kind of out of that area. And they popped out, and I didn't bother grabbing them because I was like, hey, I'll reuse my Scion ones. And in thinking about it, probably should have gotten the original ones. They probably would have actually fit. So now what I'm dealing with is the plastic down here, a little shroud guy, this whole bit there. I don't think is being pulled up against the airbag or the wheel like it's supposed to be. It doesn't change anything functionally. It's just kind of annoying that I know that. So yeah, but otherwise it looks good. I'm going to go ahead and get the battery all set up, and I will be in the passenger seat checking everything and making sure that I got everything installed right. So hopefully that works out well. I've got the battery back on. All the doors are closed. There's no like door jar symbol on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to check and see how everything works. I think if I have an issue with the airbag, it'll immediately come on. I'm not sure. So we'll find out. Let's put this in accessory. See, lights are on. We're all good. My clock is wrong. It's actually 1:45. I need to go pick up my daughter in a few minutes. But anyhow, yeah, so everything's good to go. Let's get this on. No, let's not get that one. That's the passenger. Let's get the front on. All right, so what are we set to? We are set to, oh, no interim. Okay, so let's go to mist. Okay. Hello? Oh, okay, yep. All right, sweet. So it is working. Mist always took forever. We'll go to low. All right, we'll go to high down there. Oh yeah, all right, cool. So that's all working. That's good. The next thing is going to be, I guess, turning on the car and making sure, because I like I said, I don't know for sure if the air light bag would come on now or if it would only come on after the car is running. So maybe I'll Google it real quick, or I'll just, I'm gonna turn the car on. We'll find out. All right, so this is how I'm gonna do it since I don't want to be directly in front of the car. So let's see how this goes. Looks like we're good.